Frank Kimmel is digging right now. He heard brother and crew chief Bill Kimmel tell him he was one of the fastest, if not the fastest, cars on the racetrack. Go out there and get it. But it has been David Reagan that's been able to put his number 39 Ford in front of this field. Justin Allgaier trying to put an exclamation point on his 2008 season with potentially a championship here in the ARCA RE Series.
Ricky Stenhouse right now back on the racetrack. He's being shown in the 31st position, but a number of the cars in front of him are out of this race, so he will gain some positions. But if Justin Allgaier stays on the racetrack, there's no way that Ricky Stenhouse will have enough points to stay ahead of him.
Now Justin Lofton going to the inside of Matt Carter, trying to take second away. Those two side by side as they battle, making their way through turns 1 and 2, and Lofton will take the position away. Lofton very strong, started on the pole today and led most of the laps until everyone decided to come on to pit road, and now he's been able to battle his way back up to second.
Yeah, let's see if he has enough to get up there and catch that 39 car of David Reagan and maybe have something for him. Looks like the 16 of Justin Allgaier is taking a look at the 46 of Matt Carter to try to take over the 3rd spot.
We don't want to take anything away from Justin Lofton if he would potentially win this, but even though Eddie Sharp, the team owner, is spotting for Justin Lofton, I'm guessing it is a bittersweet day for Eddie Sharp Racing, because Scott Speed came in looking as though he was going to be able to clinch this title and win the championship in his first year of stock car racing. And that all ended when he and the 99 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. let their tempers get the best of them. And both of them were taken out of the race. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is back on the racetrack, but he is 68 laps back from race leader David Reagan.
Frank Kimmel takes over that spot from the 46 of Matt Carter. That moves Frank up to the 4th spot. Matt Carter currently running 5th right now.
There's Kenny Schrader just in front of that 21 of Todd Bowser.
Kenny runs in the 6th spot in that Federated Auto Parts Dodge.
Now there are only 14 cars on the lead lap. Scored 14th is Ken Butler, the 3rd. Tom Hessert, the 3rd.
Tom's running in the 7th spot right now. Had such a great run going last week at Talladega. Had a great race car. Qualified up in the top 5. Unfortunately got taken out with a cut tire.
Finished 27th at Talladega a week ago. Here's Brian Silas in that number 11. Brian running in the 8th spot, just behind Tom Hessert, the 3rd. Brian has run all of the races this season. Started this one 26th today. His best finish of his career took place just 4 races ago at Chicagoland, where he finished 6th.
Yeah, Brian's had a number of top 10 finishes. A nice improvement over last year for Brian Silas. There's Patrick Shelter right there. Patrick's had a couple 2nd place finishes this year. Right now Patrick runs in the 9th spot. He came into this race 6th in points. I hadn't even gotten that far back. I mean, there's something he could have passed 2 or 3 cars. I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't think that anyone further back than 3rd was going to be even in contention for a championship today. Problems on the racetrack, and that will bring out the caution once again, the 10th time today, as we've got a slow car. That's the 00 of Matt Krajewski. He slows in turn number 2, and so the caution comes out for the 10th time on lap 143. So with just 57 laps remaining in this race, there were quite a bit of caution laps run early. We had 60 laps of caution early on in this race, and it was largely in part to the problems between the 99 and the 2 when they got into each other. We ran quite a few laps of caution.
We've got 57 laps to go right now, 56 laps to go, and looks like the 1 car of Tom Hessert has a flat right front tire. Frank Kimmel also has maybe a right front tire flat.
He's got some damage. There's some smoke on the right side of that race car. Let's take a look.
A little bit of contact right there.
Yeah, he was all over the back bumper of that 00, and that's the reason for this caution, is that 00 got turned around and then stopped in turn number 2.
Yeah, Frank may have pushed a fender in on that tire. We know he's got 2 tires left. He made 1 pit stop so far. I think we'll see Frank come down pit road here. Pit road will be open this time. Let's see who else is going to come down pit road.
Frank Kimmel was scored in the 4th spot, and we're hearing that Kimmel will definitely come onto pit road. Justin Allgaier looks as though he will stay out on the racetrack. Matt Carter is going to follow Frank Kimmel, a right front tire that is flat on that 44. Adam Alexander.
As soon as the caution came out, Kimmel came on the radio, Frank I'm talking about, and said, I think I have a tire going down. They assessed it after a couple laps of caution and saw it was the right front. So they're going to put tires on, make a chassis adjustment. The question becomes now, with roughly 50 laps to go, will he have enough time to come back through the field? They're going to change left side tires as well. Jim?
Pitting is not an option either for Tom Hessert in the Mako Auto Body #1 Ford. His right front tire is also deflated. He was running in his 7th position. We see front end damage as well from the incident with Michael Simcoe earlier, as that was a big wreck on the front stretch. So Hessert having his share of ideas to overcome. 8th in points, just 35 ahead of Taylor Malsom. So it's a great battle within a battle in the latter half of the top 10 in the point standings. They're looking over the right front, which is completely off the bead. They're now making a chassis adjustment left rear, and Hessert now beats Malsom off pit road.
And so late pit stops for a few that had to make their way onto pit road. One of those being the 44 of Frank Kimmel. Damage to the right front. They've got it fixed and he's back out.